Okay.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon, and welcome to Carolina Retirement Planners Happy Half Hour. I hope everybody is having a delightful Thursday afternoon on this January day. I'm Samantha Shukavich, and with me is my father, the president and founder of Carolina Retirement Planners, David Shukavich. Hey, Dad, thank you for joining
Hey,
us.
Sam.
And with us behind the scenes, making the magic happen, is the lovely Amy Dresky, our director of client fun, pushing all the buttons here, making the magic happen.
You know what? I just realized, I think I told somebody, I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday in an email today.
It's
been that kind of a week. Yeah, and I know what day it is. I mean, I know what's happening.
Yeah. I realized I was editing a tab in one of my spreadsheets to find the year, because we've moved into a new year, and I realized that I labeled it 2021. I was like, this for 2021.
It's just the week. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Sometimes you just gotta giggle.
So far off.
Yeah. I'm on Wednesday. You're from like 2 years from ago. It's all good. We're going back in time.
I wasn't even stuck in 2022. I was no.
So I see some people are chiming in. So
wonderful. And that reminds me, if this is your first time here, if you don't already know, we can't see you, or we don't know that you're here unless you say hi. So if you're feeling social, feel free to type hi in the chat. Let us know you're here. Let us know what you're drinking. It's our happy half hour. So if you're enjoying a beverage, we always like to know what you're imbibing upon. So welcome everybody, and happy Thursday. I see that we have actually, before we do that, Dad, in just a minute here, what is our topic going to be today?
Our topic that we're going to do today is annuities, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And this is a good one. It kind of, we show both how they work and somehow their ways are abused. So should be, I think everyone will enjoy this one. It's a lot of fun. But we always like to batter about other things before we get to that. And let's see, one of the things we talk about each time is what day it is. What day is today? Amy, what day?
We do. So I've got my green on. Today is National Green Juice Day. Green juice.
Green juice.
I picked that one just for you, David.
Near and dear to my father's heart.
I drink that 5 days a week. I drink that 5 days a week. Yes, it's a very special blend of my own. One thing I started
about it. What's in it? I know you've told me, and I know, but tell everyone, because I love it. It's just like
a long time ago. I started making basically kind of protein green shakes for breakfast on usually the weekdays, and so I'll do protein powder. This one's made out of cows. It's like dehydrated or beef broth, very protein, lots of collagen, all that stuff, and then I'll use chia seeds and flax seeds. I'll use about 5 cups of greens, usually kale and
spinach, right?
Spinach, and then there's like maca, which is sort of root of something from South America. Matcha, which is a little green, is a green tea from Japan. It comes in powdered form. Usually you just stir it and drink it all. But green tea's got good stuff, so I'll put some of that in. What else do I put in there? I put in
right?
Pardon?
Spirulina, right?
Spirulina. Now, the
Spirulina,
green, the
spirulina.
green
You say
leaves
that 10 times really
make it
fast.
green, but the
I don't know if I can say
spirulina,
it one.
it looks like when you get done, and a couple other things, you know, few little wild blueberries because they got antioxidants, and I know I'm forgetting something else, but anyway, you put all that together, and cinnamon, because cinnamon's good for your blood pressure or whatever. You know what happens is over the years, I'll read an article where this is good, you should do this, and I'll just throw that in my shake too. But it looks like something from Dr. Seuss when you're done. It's just like fluorescent green.
I love it.
And it's, oh God, it's just, you know, so you're getting a whole lot of greens and fiber and all that good stuff every morning. So you get really interested, let me know. I'll say, people probably don't want to drink what I drink, but
No, you'll have to like send the recipe and then we'll post it up here. I mean,
Well, you're
yeah,
not drinking it for the
inquiring
flavor.
minds.
I'm afraid to almost admit to people I drink this stuff that much, but you know,
Oh, it's good. You
get
should.
your day off, get your day off right. And
Yeah.
so,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's definitely not for the flavor.
Have
I
you
No,
remember
it actually
tried
doesn't
it?
taste bad.
it's an acquired taste. It's like coffee. It's like the first time you drink it, you're like, oh, what's this? And then you're like, oh, this
No.
isn't so bad.
Have
The
you had one,
secret
Sam?
is
So you've had one.
Oh,
the
I like them now, but the first time he gave one to me, I literally went and had to go and spit it up in the bathroom and looked at him like he was crazy.
Yeah.
But then I got a little older and realized that
the protein powder has an artificial sweetener, and it's one of those, you know, good sweeteners, some, you know,
Yeah.
and that makes it drinkable. Without that, it would be probably impossible, but that just takes the edge off. And you know, so anyway,
When you
that's
describe the
my
protein
favorite
powder,
green juice. My favorite green juice, you know.
it reminds me of Soylent Greens. What is that book from? I know
You
it
gotta
was
have
over.
a really good blender too. I got
Oh,
one of those good blenders, and it was worth the extra money.
yeah. Sounds like
So,
something my mom would drink too. So I don't know if I can get down
yeah.
on that.
So,
all right.
okay,
Well, we have some hellos, and
we
then I
better
know
think
that we
about
gotta get
getting going.
Yeah, we gotta get going.
Yeah. So
Yeah, we better.
we do
Let's say hi to
joining
some
us
folks first, though.
today. Welcome, Dan and Barb, checking in from Florida, enjoying the sunny, warm weather that seems to be escaping us today. Bob is here. Clint Eastwood, we invited him, but he did not accept our invitation for this presentation this afternoon. Teresa is here as always. Welcome.
Hi, Mom.
Debbie and Jean are here. Bill is here. And Bruce, happy Thursday to you as well. All right, Dad, are you ready to kick it off and tell us a little bit more about the good, the bad, and the ugly of annuities?
Susan and Barry joined us. I won't get that to you guys in time, but just want to say hi to them as well.
Hello.
When it comes to annuities, you know, it seems like everybody's either trying to sell you an annuity or telling you they are child of the devil, or they're just, you know, you shouldn't, terrible thing in the world. And so where is the truth? Where does the truth really lie? And it's complicated too, because there are four, you might say, major kinds of annuities, and you got to differentiate between them. One of them, the first one, is an immediate annuity. Another word for that might be pension. And this is where you take money and you give it to an insurance company, and they will pay you so many dollars a year for dollars a month for as long as you live, or maybe as long as you and your spouse live, and then they keep the rest. But you can't run out. You live to 100, they're just going to keep paying you that whole time. In a sense, the people that die early kind of help for the people that live too long, but they're really nice. And most of if you have a pension, it's very likely in the form of an immediate annuity. And it's, like I say, nice because can't outlive it, bad because giving away the money. I can't change my mind. If I die right away, the kids lose out. So the advantages and disadvantages. Now, the second kind of annuity is a fixed annuity. These have been around, I don't know, since the 1800s. And what they do is they say if they put the money into bonds, usually like government bonds, maybe a few high-grade corporate bonds and things, but it's very safe portfolio. And the bonds produce interest. I always like to say, if you're going to invest in something, you kind of be good to know how the company makes their money. You know, how are they getting paid? And the way a fixed annuity company gets paid is they take a little bit of the interest off as it comes out. They scrape a little off to cover their cost and make their profit. And then they take the rest and they put it back into bonds. And Sam, like a 5-year fixed annuity now, what kind of interest rates can you get?
Ooh, I think we're pushing 5% now. We're at least at 4.5%.
Yeah, 4 to
Sorry, I should have done my
5%.
research.
Usually, they'll usually pay more than CDs do, you know, for a given thing. Usually the rates are higher than CDs. Now, and they may do that for 5 years and then, you know, it stops. Now there's some advantages to an annuity too. If you put IRA money in here, well, it's always taxable. IRAs are always taxable when you take it out. But say you put non-IRA money into here. Well, if you put $100,000 in non-IRA money into
Well, I was wrong there, about 5.5%.
5.5%. Okay, it's
5.6%.
gone up. Yeah, they're 5 to 6% now. But anyway,
5.5% for 3 years.
so for 3 years, so it's probably even more for 5. So if you put non-IRA money in here, if you put non-IRA money in a CD, each year it'll produce some amount of interest, and now you can actually see it. Remember, a few years ago, it was like next to zero, but you got to pay tax on it every year, though, as it grows. And so maybe you don't want the money right now. You don't want to pay tax on it. Well, an annuity, when it grows, you don't pay tax on it until you take it out. And then the taxable part usually comes out first, unless you do some fancy things. So that's the advantage. And if you quit early, they ding you. They charge you a surrender fee, though you can sell. Anyhow, that's the fixed annuity. Now, nice, but what happened about 1995, as computers got faster and companies got smarter, they said, when this interest comes out, we'll take a little off for ourselves, but instead of just giving it back to you, why don't we use it to buy calls on the market? They'll do an option, and they'll say, if the market goes up, I get the first X%. And so say it goes up that year, I take the winnings and I put it back into bonds where it's safe. So let's say I started here and I went up 1 click. Now the next year, I take the interest, I buy calls on the market, and it goes up, and I put it back into bonds where it's safe. So I went up a 2nd click. Now, we come to the 3rd year. I like to use red to be dramatic. In the 3rd year, they take the interest, they buy calls on the market. And this year, the market falls 40%. We have another year like 2008 or another year like 2022. And the market falls maybe even below where it was when I started. What did I actually lose that year? Sam, what did we lose that year?
The interest from the interest that year.
The calls weren't, the money we started with that first year we put in is still there. The winnings the first year is still there. The winnings the second year is still there. So really what happens is my money that year just stays the same. Didn't make anything, but didn't lose anything, and I locked in my earnings. The fourth year, we take the interest, we buy calls. Now, this is key. When we buy calls this fourth year, the market's way down here. We're buying the call. This is our new zero. We're buying calls here. We don't have to wait for the market to get back up here to make money. We're getting a new zero. That year, the market goes up, but my money's up here, so I go up from here. And that is called indexing, because it's not in the market, but it's indexed to it. And these are called fixed indexed annuities. Typically to get a decent amount, you get, they go for 10 years, and every year for the first 10, well, there's a surrender charge for 10 years. You can keep them longer, but for the first 10 years, there's a surrender charge, but usually you can take out 10% without a penalty. So if someone is planning to take this money and use it to buy a cabin next year or a boat, it's the wrong thing to put it in. But if they're saying, wow, this is my long-term retirement money, I want a place where I can grow money and grow it safely, this can work really well. You got to be sure you use it for the right person, the right application. The other thing that's worth noting, and I usually don't talk about how much they earn and all, but how much an annuity can make depends on two things. It depends on the interest that the bonds are producing and the price of the calls. Right now, interest rates on bonds are like the highest they've been in a long, long time. And the return on these is higher than I've seen in the 22 years I've been here since I switched from engineering. And like you can lock in gains in a given year in the 10 to 13% range. There are things out there like that. That's way more than I've ever seen. So that's worth noting. Let's see. Now we have to talk about, and I consider this the good. Let's talk about the bad, or what I consider bad. We have the variable annuity. Now, I'm biased. We don't do variable annuities. And if someone that did variable annuities was doing their happy half hour, they may tell you different. But what kind of happened was the stock market folks looked at this and they said, this annuity is great. Money grows. You don't pay tax on the growth. But whoa, why don't we put mutual funds in here? And we'll charge you fees on the mutual funds, and we'll have a fee for the annuity, and then we might have a death benefit that says if the market falls, we're going to charge you. You'll get your money back, the money you put in. They kind of build a life insurance policy in there and charge you for that too. It's not unusual to see these to 3 to 5% fees. The fixed indexed annuity, unless you buy some fancy riders, has no fee. So we just find that these are, in my mind, often more profitable for maybe the company than it is for the person. Our biased view. So that's that kind. Well, we still haven't covered the ugly, and I want to talk about the ugly a little here too.
Please do. Oof.
I have a demonstration here. This is a page from the Wilmington Star News. I think it was in around 2016. If you remember,
yeah, that looks happy. That looks good.
Yeah, it looks really good. It says, scorching hot summer rates First Financial Guarantee, the original CD local and financial service company since 1985, and they give you a number to call. Now look at what they're saying. This, if you remember in 2016, CDs and money markets were paying 0.1% of that. They were right next to zero. And they're saying 6-month bonus rate, 4.98% on a money market, 6-month CD, 4.2%, insured and guaranteed. You know,
Okay, yeah.
and so what we have is we have a little old lady. Her name is Violet. You know, and Violet, she had $100,000 in a CD. Violet likes safety. And she has $100,000 in a CD, and it's coming due. And it was paying her, I don't know, 4 or 5% before. And when it came due this year, it was like nothing. And she says, well, I'm saved. And she calls this number, and they set her up with an appointment. Now, they're usually from out of town, and they rent an office space. There's some office parks where you can rent a space, an office by the day or the week. And she goes in there and she says, hey, I just got a $100,000 CD coming due, and I want to put it at that 4.98%. You know, she goes in there and tells them how much she's got and all this. Well, the guy sitting there says, well, Violet, that's great. Except you got to read down here. It says annual percentage yield and deposit amount subject to availability, promotional incentive included to obtain yield, certain restrictions apply. And they say, well, Violet, we can only do this for $5,000. And what they do, should you take them up, is and I forget I calculated, but they may chip in like $40, you know, to get you 6 months of interest on $5,000. And they basically got an appointment for you, and all they're out risking is $40. But they say, you know, the other money, we got these great annuities that you can do. They're really safe, and look at all these things you can do. You ought to look at these annuities, you know. Boy, it's a real clear bait and switch. And I'll tell you, anybody ever gone to one of those timeshare sales presentations?
Yep, sure have.
Well, see, another thing about annuities is if you sell an annuity to someone, the annuity company gives you a commission. Okay. And so a lot of people want to get that commission, but to sell an annuity, all you need is an insurance license. You don't have to have the licenses that you would be required to sell stocks, bonds, mutual funds, fee-based advising, all that stuff. And what happens is some guy that used to sell timeshares is just smart enough to get their insurance license, and they do this, and they just try to. Now, it's not that annuities are bad, but do you think that does Violet need one? You know, 100,000 is all she has. She probably should get one. You know.
How do they know? Yeah.
And is it part of their plan? Because annuities are great. It is a great little, but it needs to be, you got to make sure it's part of their plan. They got enough other assets to be liquid. And do you think they're going to bring her the best annuity, or the one that pays them the most, or maybe the one that paid for the ad? So there's a lot of stuff going on there. A lot of this I haven't seen so much, but you still see a lot of dinner seminars, the chicken dinner seminars and all, are people, you go in there, and if all they talk about is annuities, they're kind of selling annuities and, you know, safe money arguments and all this stuff, rather than maybe being a little more holistic and looking at the whole plan and how this fits. So, and some of them sell one annuity with one company. They just that's all they do because they understand it. Maybe they get paid more if they do. They don't look for the best one for you. So that's a little bit on the ugly part of annuities. So did I cover everything, Sam? Did I get everything?
I think so.
So that's kind of an overview. If you want to know more, as usual, we always like to do a giveaway. And what's this one called, Amy?
Oh, that is actually a really good one.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that is the wait. I'm looking up. So it's called Annuity Myth, Wondering How to Create Income in Retirement. And it goes into a lot of questions and details similar to what you're covering. My
Yeah,
mind
it
is
goes into
blown.
more depth
Sorry.
than we can in one little
Yeah.
quick happy half hour. And remember, I've just skimmed over the top of this. This isn't meant to be an in-depth, but kind of gives you a picture of the different things and the advantages and disadvantages. And you know, there's reasons why you might, at least these first three, certain people, there's reasons why you would have them. Maybe reasons for the fourth one too. You got to meet with someone that knows is looking out for you and bringing you the best thing. So that's that part there.
I mean, it's interesting because you don't even, I guess you don't realize how many like different kind of like bait and switch and bamboozlements can be. And I'm just thankful
Yeah,
there are people like you guys,
so I
yeah,
like to show the good, the bad, the ugly, you know, bring people what's behind the curtain.
Mhm.
that's
Absolutely.
true. It is I love that you guys do that.
All right.
Is
Well,
somebody else joined us before we move on?
A
Sam,
couple
you know where
people,
we left off.
I don't have it up anymore. I'm sorry.
we did have a couple people.
Yeah, I see that Jay and Carter have joined us as usual. And Eric and Pris are with us all the way from Pittsburgh.
And Miranda.
Miranda, Miranda, who's often is like here every week. So good to see, you know, good to see you all. We're up against the top of the hour, Sam. What comes next?
It's our wine drawing. So each week we raffle off 2 bottles of wine delivered directly to your door from Fermental Bottle Shop. They are newly located in the Cargo District in downtown Wilmington. Go check them out if you haven't. Their space is awesome and they are awesome. They've got lots of wine and beer and, you know, lots to do there. It's a great spot. But they're gonna, if you don't have to go there, you just have to enter our wine drawing. To enter, if you are on Facebook, you just have to click, each week we'll have like a little blurb of what we're doing, our little event, and you just click that you're attending and that'll get you in here. If you share that with a friend, you'll get an extra name in my raffle jar. And if you are on our email listserv, we'll shoot out a thing each week letting you know what our topic is. And if you reply to it and let Amy know what your favorite green thing is, or just say, get me in the wine drawing, we'll get you in here as well. And if you share that email with a friend and let us know, we'll get you in here an additional time. So
That's
our winner
cool.
this week of 2 bottles of wine delivered directly to your door is Pat and Dave S. So congratulations, Pat and Dave. You are our wine winners this week.
Congratulations.
Yay.
Yay.
So, and what are we doing next week? Do we
We have a
have
special
fancy?
guest next week.
Ooh,
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah. We have Jonathan Taylor joining us.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's going to be talking about Medicare and some, I guess, like different rules and changes and dates. And I didn't really get all the details from him, but there's some things coming up, and it's always good to have him on because those are, healthcare is
And
important.
we're getting some Medicare change dates kind of coming up on us or deadlines. Be good to
Yeah.
catch up on that. And,
It's a new
so
year, and it's always good to like know what you need to do for the year and be prepared. So yeah, and he's great. So we love having him on.
okay.
Wonderful. Well, we're looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
Wow.
if people want to get a hold of us, um, Amy, you can type in our phone number for the office there, 815-3100. You can go to Caroline or retirementplanners.com, you know, say, hey, clients know us, but if you're visiting and you just want to get together and talk on the phone for 15 minutes, we can do that too.
I love that you
And
guys do that. That's so great.
and also on the site under events, there are now 120 some of these, right?
Yeah,
Or
this is 126. Ooh, you throw me a
120,
curveball. Wait, is this 126 or 120? This is 127.
120, 127 happy half hours.
But we're
So
getting old. Look at all of us. We're look at us.
yeah,
We're
we started this during
127.
COVID to keep in touch with folks, and it's
Yeah.
been so popular, we just keep doing it. So with that, it's 5 o'clock, right on the button.
You've got a class to go to.
I have a class to go to, so you all have a good off to UNCW today. So you all have a good
Little
good
Friday,
weekend.
Thursday.
Good weekend. We'll
Cheers,
see you next
guys.
Thursday.
Here. Oh yeah.
Cheers.
I have a beer. I have beer
Cheers.
here. Bye everyone. Take care.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.